What is up, everybody? Atomic Earth MC Capri 19 here. Um, Big news. We hit 1,000 subs. It's awesome. Because we hit 1,000 subs, I've been able to apply for the YouTube ad thing. So that's always great. Um, that's under review right now. So maybe I could get a couple bucks from these videos, especially out of the stop motion. But that's a video for another time. Because we are here to update on Steven Erickson's Gardens of the Moon, Malazan Book of the Fallen. So I am on chapter 5, which in the book concludes book 1. So I think this is a perfect point to talk about what I think, and as you'll see in the thumbnail, why you should read. So without further ado, let's address the big thing. Going into this first book, I read a lot how it can be super intimidating because there are a lot of characters. Yes, there are a lot of characters, and it literally just the besides the prologue, it just jumps you straight into the story. Um, I did not. It's not as bad as I thought it would be though. Like it's yeah, you pretty often will probably go back to the excuse me. You'll probably go back to this Dramatis Personae. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Like Genos Paran, like Genos. I say Genos Paran. I don't know if that's like how you say his actual name, unfortunately. So, but that's one of the main characters of book 1 at least that you follow around pretty often. So it's just kind of like you just got to make stick with it. And it's not even that bad either. Like I'm not a huge reader. Like I came from Mistborn and Way of Kings, which are like Way of Kings is huge, but it's also like I only really remember I'm gonna reread it as soon as I finish this. I'm going to buy the hardcover for Way of Kings. I'm gonna restart that. I got about like halfway through, and or like a third of the way through. It was really good. But it's no, they throw a lot at you in those first 1 or 2 chapters, but just get through it and you'll be super thankful. Especially when you get to the Siege of Pale, which is I'd argue the first like major event that happens in the book. It's like captivating. That's when I was in. I knew at the Siege of Pale, I was like, okay, I'm in. Like real beautiful writing, epic action, cool storytelling. How all these characters are like, chapter will start off. Everybody will be there's usually about 6 to 8, 6 to 10 different um stories, like sections within each chapter, and first section could be about like Tattersail, and the second could be about Sergeant Whiskey Jack or something, two different characters, and maybe they'll start together and they'll like separate, and then they'll come back together by the end of the chapter, or they'll start separated, they'll come back together, or could like time skips around. So these are very light spoilers, but it's like this isn't the spoiler section. Don't worry. And I also just have this map of the world behind me, so maybe that's spoilers, but it'll help. It's just fun, kind of fun to look at. I think it makes for a pretty good background. There's nothing wrong thing. There's nothing get it right there. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's nothing back up here. Like it's just that World of Malazan Empire. So I'll kind of keep my head there, and then this is just desert right here. So anyway, yeah. So why I think you should read because it is really good, and it's really actually not that intimidating. Coming from like a pretty casual reader, it's just awesome. If you want good fantasy, this is where you go. So I'm actually gonna pause. We're gonna pause here. Well, not yet actually. I kind of want to talk about like yeah, my thoughts a little bit before I start saying spoilers. Because I want to keep everybody kind of updated where I am. So probably when I hit the halfway point is where I'll make the next video. But no, it's really good. I'm super excited. I actually got there 2 days ago. I've just been busy and kind of haven't really like read. Busy weekend, wrapping up the school year. You know how it is. Um, and so I'm excited to kind of tear back into it tonight and get through. One thing I found that actually makes it really easy to read are those like sections I was talking about. It's like I can, obviously I'll bring the book with me around wherever I go, campus work and campus or work. And like chapter 1, for example, it's starts with prod and pull. The old saying. I'll just, let's think like, oh, okay, let's see how I can start reading it. And it's, in 4 pages, in about 5 pages, it gets to like, there's the start right there, and then the break is right here. So it's like, cool. Like, oh, I got 10 minutes. Like, yeah, I'm gonna pump through that. So that's kind of how I got through. In my opinion, how I kind of got through. What page am I on now? About 150, 160 pages. Pretty quickly because I'd be able to just be like, oh, like I can read like this next segment because it's not it because a lot happens in those segments. So you stop in the middle of it, it's kind of hard. I learned that the um I learned that the hard way. So I don't know who that is. I learned that the hard way that you kind of don't really want to you don't really want to do that. So just follow closely with you know, and that I think that'll really help with like your efficiency in like reading each chapter, especially because they keep going. So we'll be back. We're gonna talk about the spoiler section in the stack, kind of what I think of that. So okay, so if you do not want to get spoiled, do not. I know there's a few of you that commented, a few of you that liked. So there could be people out there that are curious to kind of see how I'm doing with this. So this is where I'll start talking about the world, the map, everything like that. So you might want to not watch. I'll be spoiling the first 160 pages, roughly, the book, which is all book one, which is Pale. So without further ado, I'm gonna shrink, get us back into the map. So this is the world of Malazan, and I'm kind of, and it's for people who maybe do want to see this, if you made it this far, you're probably already not in the video anymore. But this will kind of, I think it'll help because they talk a lot about. So like these are some of my things that were confused until I was like, okay, maybe I should just end up looking at a map. Like Ganakabis. Like I didn't realize at the time that like how exactly like the Empire of Malazan, like Quantali is their big capital. Like Unta is the capital of Malazan Empire. It started in Malaz City right here. Um, and so they reference that a lot, and they go there, and it took me a sec to pick up that like they were traveling between continents, like 7 cities. So they talk about how when Malazan is like when they were sorry, when they were taking people, soldiers, they were conscripting them from the 7 cities. I at first had mixed it up with free cities. So I thought, I mean, I'm pretty sure I didn't like mix that up. Like I didn't, it's not still like that, but how I had seen it is like, there's like 10 free cities in Ganakabis that the Malazan Empire is slowly taking over. Like book one is about Pale, and now they're on to Darujistan, which is the last one. So it was just kind of like, oh, interesting. Like I didn't, I thought they were like literally conscripting people from these cities and forcing them to fight on Ganakabis. I mean, they could be. I'm pretty sure when they said 7 cities, that's what they meant though, like this continent right here. So yeah, but what do I think, dude? This book is awesome. Siege of Pale was super cool. That was like the really big event that happened. And I think the magic, just it being like simple, kind of classic wizarding mage magic, fireballs and lightning, spells. I just think it's really cool. I don't have to learn this crazy magic system. Not that that's not a bad thing. I think it does it. Obviously many books do it right. I still think the best magic system I've ever seen in a book will always be the Mistborn saga with the metal arts. I just think that is such a creative, cool ass magic system that makes so much sense, and it seems so real. Like that's something cool about like ingesting like bits of metal and getting a certain power from it, or using metal, ferrochem bands or hemalurgy, like literally merging yourself with metal to gain these godlike properties is super cool. But that's Mistborn. That's not Malazan. Malazan is awesome, simple, classic magic. Besides those cards, that the cards that they've been using, there's all sorts of these. I don't remember the name of it, but like Tattersail, she uses these the a reader of the deck of dragons, it says, and they use it to kind of like predict plot points or like things that are gonna happen. Like they're talking about how there's like they're gonna fight like Tay Shren, I think is how you're saying. He's gonna like encounter a knight or something on the stairs if it's Tay Shren, like some kind of interesting little thing. So I'm kind of curious to see where that goes, but it's just like yeah, there was a lot. But like I said in the first half, it's like it's super easy to pick up after a while, kind of what's happening. I really didn't, and it also helps that Tor.com has like that Malazan reread, so it's always nice to go through that after every chapter and just read like the 4 to 5, like 4 to 5 paragraphs, like kind of just re-explaining what happened in your chapter, and I found that super helpful. Where it leaves off, that with the Hound, what was the Hound's name? Excuse me for a sec while I find it. Um, Gear, I think it was Gear. Um, that was awesome. Like just how they just how they worded that was so eerie. Like Gear is this hound, this one of 7 hellhounds of doom. Um, and it's just on the hunt, and just how they describe it, I was so captivated. Look at the dog, the younger soldier said. Hear you, said the new man. Life in the second. Look at the dog, the young marine repeated. And it's just like you can totally visualize. It's so good. I just think it's like you could if this were a TV show or a movie, it'd be so peak because you can totally tell like exactly what's happening, probably how scary that is to see like a hound of hell like looking at you. So that was pretty cool. That was kind of in the later stuff. It's just like I'm kind of interesting to see. Like I think what are the 2 wizards in the thing? Like Shadowthorn and the Rope, or Aminas, Amanus, and Cotillion. There's no way that's not what was his name, Kellanved. Kelvin. There's no way that's not Emperor Kellanved and the Dancer. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's just no like two like mysterious robed figures with these insane powers trying to get revenge on Empress Lysine. There's no way it's not them. So I think pretty hard that it's actually gonna be them, which will be cool. Also, I'm kind of looking over here because this is where I have like this studio set up, and then this screen is where I have the map. So sometimes I don't really know where to look. So let's just look here. Um, but no, I think it's really good. Sticking with it, I'm excited to finish this book. I've been thinking about all like it for the past 2 days nonstop. Like I'm gonna have a ton of time to read this tomorrow, which is gonna be great. I'm looking forward to doing that. It's pretty late now. It's almost midnight, so I don't think I'm gonna truck. I think I'm just gonna go right to bed after this. Kind of looking forward to it, but no. So just that'll be kind of fun. I don't really. I've seen like I've was kind of checking this out. I mean, I have no idea what any like where any of this stuff is. It's so cool that this world is so big though. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting there. Sail. They haven't really talked about Corelry at all. But obviously Quantally they've talked about because Mala's, and then 7 cities of course because they've conquered that. So what I've gathered is I think like this basically just this circle right here is what they have. Obviously it's not the southern part. I know that the southern part belongs to this. There's a people down here. I can't remember what they're called. I don't think it's I don't think it's like Lamatath. I can map actually. Maybe. So I wish they didn't just have a map of Drudistan. I wish they had a map of Pale because there seems to be a lot of I don't know, maybe it's Laminath, I don't know. It's not that deep. I haven't gotten there. I don't know anything about it yet. So sometimes I do wish there were like other maps. Like I wish there was a continent map. In the beginning because that'd be like when they reference 7 cities and maybe they could have like a capital. Like specifically, they could have Quantali with the capital Unta and then the Malaz Isle with Malaz City. So and then like there's Itko Khan. Like I'm always hearing about Itko Khan, but I never like for some reason could figure out where that was. But yeah, they reference Itko Khan a lot. I can't remember what character. Yeah, look that up actually. So Dokkan. I'm totally gonna get spoiled here. I just want to see like Gardens of the Moon, Chapter One. About it all the time. 22 and 23. That's what I like to kind of. So, bear with me. My command from Unta Hasparan. Okay, yeah. So, okay, that makes sense. But no, that's a lot of that stuff. So no, cool. I've recorded this video a couple times. This Loki might be the worst of the three because I did a good one like at page 100, but it was just so like all over the place. It wasn't like super organized. I kept rambling off about like Mistborn or something or like Way of Kings or SPQR. Kept coughing. So I think this one is just a little more civilized, kind of update you, up to people where I'm at. So I'm gonna use the same thumbnail. Why you should read Steven Erickson's Guardians of the Moon, Tale of the Malazan, Book of the Fallen. Good night, everybody.